Thousands march against crime and corruption in Generation Z protests, with 100 police injured. Mexico has seen a recent spate of high-profile unaliving, including the fatal unaliving of the mayor of Uruapan municipality during the Day of the Unalive festivities at the start of the month. Thousands have taken to the streets of Mexico to protest against crime and corruption, with 120 people left injured, according to the authorities. Pablo Vasquez, security secretary for Mexico's capital, said of those injured, 100 were police officers with 40 hospitalized, while 20 people were arrested. I saw those police officers getting that ass handed to them. And handed to them it got. We'll see how it got there. But it seemed like the rest of the world got this protesting. They're able to protest a little bit more than we are. For all that freedom we talk about, it seems like their protest is a little wilder. Right? The demonstration, which was mostly peaceful. We didn't hear much about the peaceful part. They don't want to put that on blast, of course. The demonstration, which was mostly peaceful but ended with some clashes with officers, was organized by young people under the banner Generation Z. What's this dude? He's rapping, singing? What's it? You need a weapon, a shield or some shit. Clara Brugada, mayor of Mexico City, said on X that violent expression violates the rights of others and condemned any act carried out by a radical group of protesters. One group, calling itself Generation Z Mexico, called for the protests and said in a manifesto circulating on social media that it represents Mexican youth fed up with violence, corruption, and abuse of power. Mexico has seen a recent spate of high-profile unalivings, including the fatal unaliving of the mayor of Uruapan municipality during the Day of the Unalive festivities at the start of the month. Supporters of Carlos Alberto Manso Rodriguez, an outspoken critic of organized crime, were seen on Saturday wearing straw hats, a symbol of the mayor's political movement. Eyewitnesses told the Reuters news agency that a small group of protesters tore down fences around the National Palace, where Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum lives, leading to clashes with riot police who used tear gas. They're dead. These boys is shelled up right here. Y'all need some Tony Stark shit. Buddy's in here on some Jordan 13s, on some political protest violence shit right here. Some demonstrators in Mexico protested against Ms. Sheinbaum's party, while others called for stronger state efforts to stop crime and violence, shouting, "Carlos did not die, the government unalived him." Other marches took place across Mexico, including in western state of Michoacan, where Mr. Manso was unalived. Reuters reported that Mexico's government is claiming that the protests on Saturday were organized largely by right-leaning political opponents and were promoted by bots on social media. Bots on social media can't go out there and break some shit. People can. Now, did the promotion of bots get more people involved? Maybe. I don't know. Is there some political payout? Some person like Soros, who's supposedly out there funding these protests and things like that, doing this? Or is it an insult to frustrated people to sit there and give the credit for their rage to someone else? It's one of those two things. It could be one of many things. Are you taking the credit away from the people, their anger? Are you deafening yourself to their anger and making their anger mute by blaming it on a political party? Can this not be exactly what they say they are? Youth, tired and pissed off with the violence? Why does it always have to be something else? Huh? Is that just how the human imagination works? Switch it up. Whatever it really is, we got to see what it could be. Political parties promoting something with bots that cause the people to go and protest like this and be this deep, and for the most part, protest peacefully. When the peace was over, I seen some police getting smacked up pretty bad. And I don't know what the police did to them. Videos are always geared towards whoever uploaded that shit. You know what I'm saying? They cut it off right before you see something that can give you context, or they cut it on right after you could have seen something that gave it context. But does this have to be some kind of operation? Same thing here. So many people hit the streets in protest in the United States. What was that? Somebody did that, or are people just tired of the bullshit? Does it always have to be something else? The government never seems to want to call shit what it is. This can very well be. Now, is Sky News reporting this peacefulness overblown? Was there more violence? This looks crazy. But he don't got no regular shit right here. He got what looks like a one of those I-beams. Steel I-beam. That's what it looks like. On a pole, it's probably just some jagged wood on a stick. Buddy's in some Timbs over here. We saw the other kid in some 13s. What's going on over here, man? Could it be that these kids are just fed up with this shit? Thousands march in Gen Z protests. All right, that ain't doing much. He broke their shield though. Mexico seen a recent spate of high-profile unalivings. I read that already. Buddy got his hard hat on. Some carry the flag with the smiling skull and crossbones. Hold on. I need to see this. The problem is when you pause it, they blur it, which is some bullshit. Bullshit. Let me see. Some carry the flag with smiling skull and crossbones from the Japanese manga series One Piece. Yo, anime, everybody you pick up a symbol from the anime, you keep it moving, huh? Shit. Didn't they get in the building? Is this the same as January 6th? Huh? That one, I can tell you, looked extremely incited. That wasn't just, I mean, mind you, that it was a group of angry rednecks. Not the good ones. And what they want to do? They wanted to rage, right? I ain't see no candidate for president of Mexico standing there telling them to go hard like dude did. Like Trumpito did. They had their own, y'all ever seen the movie Warriors? They had their own Cyrus. Can you dig it? He went up there, gave a speech. They got mad. They ran off and started tearing shit up. Is that and this the same thing? I don't think so. This is frustration when it rises. That was, a lot of things. Bigotry, racism, classism from people who ain't even in the same class. But these ain't just kids. Seeing some old heads in this crowd. All right, this dude right here ain't no fucking kid. I see some Gen A, B, C, E, F, G over here. I don't just see kids. I mean, it's crazy. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. And what's your take, Nando? Nando said fake ass crowd. So this is a fake crowd? What does that mean, a fake crowd? So they're not angry protesters? Is that what you're telling me? Juan Gabriel had more people at his concert? Okay, I get that part. Doesn't take a million people in downtown Chicago to do some shit. It just take more people than police. Why was this fake? This is what? This is from the other political party. These people suck. She said fighting the cartel is illegal. Ricardo Salinas Pliejo is pushing and promoting this BS. Look him up. Wanna be Donald Trump billionaire. So he just paid a bunch of, so he got his own, he got a political cartel that he pays to go just wreak some havoc, huh? So where's the real frustrated kids though? Where they at? They're not frustrated? They're okay with the violence? They don't care? This can't be a group of angry kids right here? I see old ass men in here though. But it can't be the frustrated people. Well, I wish it was. In every case, across the world. I wish it was the frustrated people. Maybe something will change. I don't see that shit happening right now. Shout out Nando. I meant fake in terms of it being small crowd being pushed on by the right. The same right, Pena Nieto, Calderon, Fox, who had Genaro Garcia Luna. That side is the one trying to pin this. I'm just waiting for a time where something happens and everybody in unison agrees that it's organic. I'm waiting for organic outrage. And all I ever hear is there's a plan. Somebody's plan. Somebody's plan. I get it. These people are playing games with the world. They're all up there fucking swinging their little dicks, you know, playing powerful and all this shit when the people don't realize that not just a group of paid protesters, but the real people, the power belongs to the people, and they can knock these motherfuckers down. But I'll never hear that organic part. Everything turns into a thing and everybody's corporation, and now this is evil, that's evil, now it's nefarious. It started as something pure and everything's bastardized. So I might as well mind my motherfucking business and do what I can and stay out of everybody's fucking way, because it ain't gonna change no matter how hard I scream and shout. There's gonna be a machine that discredits it by some pedo in a fucking big building somewhere. I'm sure some do feel this way. Won't say all of them are fake. I hear you. I'm just wondering when shit. What is it? What's the next? Is there gonna be? That's it. There's no more real shit. Real shit over with. Nothing organic, huh? It's crazy. So here's the thing: is it still going on? Is it an overblown story? Is that what you're telling me? Is it still happening? That story was from 3 days ago. Let me see. But I don't see nothing else, nothing newer than that. So I guess it's over. I've been getting texts all week, people asking me if Mexico's burning down. I said, yeah, so many different ways. But what they meant was this. So I guess the story was overblown. Shout out Nando. He says it's over already. I'm waiting for the day the people really get mad and do some shit. Do you think this would have happened if Maya was free? I don't know that he had his hands in everything. I don't know that he could stop everything from happening. Quite possible. Send some goons over there. Hey, everybody sit your ass down. My point is that if you could fight the police like that, then you could fight the cartels like that. But, you know, it'd take a lot of lives to get lost. A lot of alliances, and the reality is nothing's real anymore. Shout out Nando. When I was working remote in Mexico City, they had a march every other day. They start where Angel de Independencia is at and ends at El Zócalo. Okay. See, I need that information. Thank you for sharing that with me. That makes me feel good. That there's some, I don't know if I can say the word. For those that don't know, I was censored for using the word pushback today on YouTube. But there's pushback and protest, man. I don't disagree with this shit. Can it cost you? Yes. But I'm looking for the humanity in the protest. It'd be mad political. And then the people that run these groups, they fuck up and it taints the whole situation. I got pictures of my parents at one of the protests. They were hardcore Morena. To me, the fuckery crosses party lines at this point. And I'm just looking for the people to get mad. Again, maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe them being mad won't solve nothing. I don't know. But it's always somebody. It's always something. Some nefarious villain hand behind everything, evidently. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see if there's more protests. The way they was beating them police, shit. Where'd all that energy come from? You can use that energy a lot of places. I'm not pro Morena, but I've never seen them care or be hyped up about Mexico politics before. Okay, I hear you. That's that part that I'm looking for. They have it. You know what I'm saying? That's that human part where this shit is wrong. Something got to be done. But no, everything is attributed to something else, evidently. Generation Z March. older people, opposition, politicians, and partisan slogans. Boy, those are flag words on my channel. Hit the like button. With the participation of thousands of people, marches were held this Saturday by the self-proclaimed Generation Z, referring to people born between 95 and 2012. And the Hat March, both departing from the Angel of Independence and ending at the Zócalo, which is what Nando just described. Although both marches proceeded peacefully and reached the Plaza de la Constitución, several protesters began to attack the metal barriers surrounding the National Palace, attempting to tear them down. This prompted police to fire tear gas and fire extinguishers from the barrier within. See, here's my thought. My thought is these people marching, they marching for a cause. Them people fighting, probably the people put into play by somebody with a nefarious hand behind the curtain. Didn't take a lot of paid actors to rile up a crowd. 10 or 15 crazy motherfuckers can't rile up a crowd. Wolfpack syndrome. That's all it takes. Just takes one motherfucker to cast the first stone. That's it. Then we go from there. Although organized separately, the two demonstrations shared the same schedule and route and have similar demands. Rejection of the Morena party and the vindication of the figure of Carlos Manso, the unalived mayor of Uruapan, Michoacán. Again, we don't see shoulder-to-shoulder people, but a march is a march. The frustration is the frustration. It's real. Sometimes it's bullshit. Sometimes it's a bunch of hired motherfuckers to go out there and stir up some shit. The march, which proceeded peacefully and now has reached the Zócalo, was led by the Hat Movement, closely linked to Manso. Behind them was the mobilization organized several days ago by the group known as Generation Z, chanting slogans like Carlos wasn't unalived, the government unalived him, and out with Morena. The demonstrators marched along Paseo de la Reforma, many dressed in white and wearing hats like the ones Manso used to wear. Carlos Manso, hero of Mexico. Hats yes, hugs no. Because people, when they see my shorts on TikTok, and again, I've said it before, TikTok is the bottom of the barrel of just angry motherfuckers that just want to talk shit to you. And the moment they hear anything that I say, they think I'm on some party line and they start talking shit. And they think I'm one side or the other. I think both sides of every political situation right now at this point in society and civilization are crooked, corrupt, and horseshit, and it's all a scam. They're probably confused because they'll hear another video where I'm shitting on whoever they're shitting on, you know? But it seems like a clusterfuck as far as I'm concerned, of people just yelling at each other over these political farces. Politicians are not there for the people. Period. Period. Point blank. They are a corporation amongst themselves. You and I are workers. That's it. That's all. As far as they're concerned, what did Charlie Chaplin say? Machine men with machine hearts and machine minds. But is this politically driven or is it driven by the need for something different? Listen, I believe there are people that are upset that a man cut from the cloth of Don Alejo Santa Miriam like Carlos Manso was terminated the way he was. And I believe people are going to protest about that. And I believe it only takes a couple of agitators to send shit the other way and start getting police stomped out. And I synced it. I'm not going to play it because I can't. But yeah, I believe that just like anything, there's an organic component to it of people that are frustrated and brave enough to protest, because you have to be brave to protest in some of these places. And then you got a mix of agitators, provocateurs. Damn, they got to burn and shit?
Granaderos, todos ustedes son pueblos, son parte del pueblo, tienen hijos, tienen hermanos, tienen familia, tienen madre. A ustedes también los matan, güey. Por seguir.
Motherfuckers is in there on skateboards and shit. Oh no, they wild. Can't play this shit. You can say, oh, the ones that started breaking shit, they bastardized this protest. They stained it. But I think there comes a time in a civilization where everybody feels that way and everybody starts breaking some shit. And that'll be the only way if that ever happens. And those people in power will say, oh, well, somebody like you would say that because you want it to happen or this, that, or no. You don't want it to happen because your livelihood and the kickbacks you've been surviving on your whole generations upon generations of your families have been eating off of is in danger the moment that the people figure out that your table is laid across their back. And when they stand up, all your meal goes to the floor. And those people that stood up ain't going to eat that meal. They're going to go in your cupboard. They're going to cook in your kitchen, sit on your couch, and have a beer. And that's what they're afraid of. They say, oh no, this will hurt the people. You don't give a fuck about the people. You care about your position of power. If you asked all these politicians, if you had a magic wand, and you could tell them, all you got to do is give up whatever power you have. And that'll fix every problem in this country. For everybody. Not just the people at the top. He would never give it up, not one of them. I don't believe it. They only look for more power. They don't look for less. They all fear that. Governments across the world fear that. Fear the people just standing up at the table. Everything on the floor. The whole kit and caboodle on the fucking floor.